This channel is supported by TrueFire. TrueFire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses. Okay, so Ryan, if you've not checked out his playing, go check out on YouTube, Spotify, all those places. I think he just released a new tune. Just got back from having a coffee with him. He's borrowing my PRS Hollowbody Piezo SE because basically he's got a gig where it might be appropriate to have sort of acoustic sounds and electric sounds. He said, do you want to check out this from Fender? So I said, yeah, go for it. This is the first time me playing anything from Fender that is kind of modern, except for the what was it called, the Jeff Beck thing that I played. So this is like their current kind of super modern type instrument, right? So this is the Ultra Tele. Kind of looks like a Telecaster, but you can see we've got noiseless pickups here, we've got S1 switching, and yeah, I really like the look of the binding. Let's plug it in and see how it sounds. So I think the make or break for this guitar, for you, I think the first thing that you want to find out is whether this neck is going to work for you, because I think it's quite a wide, flat feeling neck, I would say. And it's not necessarily super skinny, somewhere between medium and skinny, but it is quite different, I think, to like a C-shaped neck. They call it this D, and you've got the compound radius going on it does make it a bit of a different feeling neck that you may or may not like. So if you can get one in your hands, that for me is the one thing about this guitar that I'm not completely sold on. Aside from that, I really like the body, the contours, and the pickups even I think sound pretty good. They might be a bit hot, but anyway, onto the video.
So this is probably not one for the purists. Of course, I think one of the big things with manufacturers like Fender and Gibson is that there's a significant chunk of us who probably want Fender to stick to classic designs in some ways, and Gibson, the Telecaster, one of their oldest designs, and yeah, it started off as the Broadcaster, right, in sort of 52-ish, I think, became the Telecaster. Over the years, I think the Strat Plus, which Jeff Beck had a hand in prototyping, kind of represented what to me is like this more modern arm of Fender, and that went on through to become sort of like the American Deluxe, and then the Elite and the Ultra. This is the Ultra in the rather nice Texas T, so it kind of comes across as black, but in certain lights you get this kind of root beerish colour coming through. Thanks to Ryan for letting me check this out. I'd say I've had a question or two about the neck shape already, because I've just I uploaded that intro on Facebook and Instagram. The neck shape I wouldn't say is skinny, but it's certainly not that kind of chunky Telecaster neck that you're used to. Feels maybe something a little more, you know, modern than that. It does have some pretty rolled fret edges, so it does feel comfortable, feels played in, but not a skinny neck, so you don't need to worry about that too much. But equally, it feels, you know, yeah, somewhere between skinny and medium, really. So sort of, I guess, like a slim neck rather than skinny. Compound radius, so that's a nice feature. What else makes it an Ultra? We've got locking tuners. We've got this rather pleasant, actually reminds me a little bit of the Music Man olive gold colour. This rather fetching heel. You've got a nice recess here and a nice access heel and a belly cut. So that's part of what makes it modern as well as noiseless pickups, which in the past would have been a turn off for me, but these days I actually think they do sound reasonable. Does it sound like a Telecaster? I'd say yes. And then the bridge is the other thing, where you don't have those high edges and you have saddles, so you don't have to worry about compensated saddles and all that sort of thing, you know, properly able to intonate this. It's a bone nut, so not fully modern in terms of some of the American Deluxes had roller nuts. Does that cover everything? Compound radius. Oh, and then an S1 switch. So let's check out how it sounds, I guess. It's not super lightweight, but I'll weigh it, and it does feel like a comfortable weight. So one of the worries for me with some of the more modern Fender stuff is that possibly you might end up with something kind of heavy. So we've got and then this S1 switch. them in series in the middle position, which gives you like a hum in effect, right? Nice access. Up at the business end of the fretboard, a nice dark rosewood. For me, maybe a slightly skinny neck, slim for me. In some ways, possibly, and with a bit of a flatter radius. I'm not sure. Certainly, that D shape is noticeable in the hand. Whereas I'd maybe prefer something with slightly more round shoulders. Like friend Jim did say that a Telecaster really versatile instrument. Especially something with noiseless pickups in it like this. Could be a real workhorse guitar. You know, great tuning stability, a pretty comfortable neck. You know, it's going to stay in tune properly as well. Nice upper fret access, and you could sit in front of a computer and make noise without worrying about super low to hum. For example, I'm stood at my speakers now. It has a fairly wide kind of feel to the neck as well. That's something else I'm noticing, but I'll have a few more days of playing with it and come back with a bit more of a thorough review, I think. But that's kind of first impressions. It's not necessarily blowing me away, but at the same time I'm super appreciative of, you know, the modern take on the telly. It's quite a cool thing, and they've done a really tidy job with this particular model, I think.